So the Japanese turn is over, and we had everything that happened here, and we move to the American turn. So the first thing you see on the turn is the turn report. So you can see where you lost, where you win, not much, what happened with siege, how many casualties were taken, and you have the details of what happened. And you can see also the cards played by the other side. So I am the American now. I have a summary, a telegram telling me, oh, by the way, you lost 4 rigor, and I lay where airfield was captured. So I get my cards, and I am a lucky man. Look at this. I have some defensive things and a few sets of cards. What is this card? Explosions. Oh yes, the consequences of the air raid on the naval base make a lot of damage and a lot of confusion, so everybody's stuck and I don't have a choice. I have to suffer from that, so this is a must-play card, and the situation is that I will lose morale, so it's not the right turn to attack. Here I have an interesting option, which was good. I am lucky because there was a very little chance at Rodan, but this one is interesting. It happened that the army was a bit more planning the situation, and then they send a few light tanks to Hawaii. How could that? And if I play it, and I have only one chance to play it, which is turn 1, then it will cost me 23 victory points. Well, I have a fair amount of victory points and a little lead, so as an American I have to play that, and this is quite interesting. No more cards to play, so let's move to the next things. And I have reinforcements. I can play obstacles, which basically slow down the enemy, and well, I have troops all the way. The enemy could cross through the mountains, but I'll play some obstacle to slow him down, and I think the right thing to do would be to place this one here, because I don't have much things. Here are a few air units, which I don't need right now because they can't move right now, but I'll do them later. So I have a few P-40s at ECAM. Will field the 2 tanks companies and an obstacle. It's not much, but it's interesting. And air movement, as I said, on turn 1 there is not, but we consider that just like a little group of few planes can be flying, and I have this air Recon card. I will play it, and then I can have a look at one of the Japanese stacks. So let's have a look at this one, and I can see that there are 3 Japanese companies here, so I have to remember. Here is an interesting situation. That's the, let's say, the effect of the air raid on the US play on the first turn. Basically, the December 7 was a huge mess and a lot of confusion. So, because the American troops were taken totally by surprise and were in disarray, this is they're summarized in the game by a few facts, which is explained here. Quite a lot of units will just be idle for the first 2 turns of the game because they just don't know what to do. They don't have any orders, so it's a lot of mess. But it's totally random. The air units also being strafed on the airfield, having lost a lot of pilots or equipment and not being prepared for war, will probably be affected, and so they will randomly lose some combat values for the first 2 turns. That is first 12 hours. The HQ and logistic, which are interesting support unit, we'll see, are idle also on the first day because lack of orders, and again the same confusion thing. And in addition, because the command of the island defense said that they were expecting landing, but nobody knew exactly where it was, and the first Japanese landing was maybe a rumor. The High Command would not probably remove defense from all the shores and send all the troops to the supposed location because they were suspecting that it could be a feint and that the real landing was elsewhere. So this is summarized by the fact that you have to leave a minimum garrison of 6 companies on each of the shores, north, south, and east, and defend them. And if you don't, every turn you don't have the 6 companies minimum on those areas, which are basically the land region in front of the Japanese landing sites. If you don't leave troops there, then you will be penalized. So it's a very stupid way to lose victory points. So if you don't really need the troops, and if you can move, then you don't need to move them right now. So I have my troops, and then I can move. As we say, there is not much land movement, but I'll try to put up some defense here and try to reinforce my troops. Because of the confusion, as you see, my movement rate, it's all in red. I mean, the number of movement points I have is very limited. I'll just try to see what I can do here and make a move from here to Schofield's barrack, and I'll try to get these American armor units a bit faster away and try to beef up my defense here, because they are most useful in this kind of terrain. Well, woods is not the ideal situation to fight, but at least I'll see. So as I explain later, if I want to split my units, I just take one from the stack and move it on the side, and then I can move it by itself differently. At the moment, I don't do much because the terrain, well, is costing 2 points, and I have only 1 point left. So basically here, I'm stuck there. I cannot do much more, and the only thing I can do is try to reinforce my defense here. Just in case, I can split my troops, one part here, one part here, and you see this is a very interesting thing. It's turning purple. It means that I cannot go here because it's taking a situation where I have overstacking, and it's easy to see. If I click here, I see I have already 11 stacking points in this region compared to a maximum 12. How come I have so much? Well, it's very simple. It's because of my previous troops, which were attacked by the Japanese, retreated. So, as an American, I will try a trick and try to send back troops here to try to isolate the Japs. So, I'll try to make something a little stronger for defense, and we'll see. Now try to prevent a united front against the Japanese. And basically this is more or less what I can do on the first turn. I don't have much to do. I can try to send some of the artillery because the guns are quite interesting in battles. So I can try to send them to the North Shore, but again, because of the events of confusion and everything, then I don't have much to do, and I cannot move much. So let's consider that the Japanese has the initiative. So at the moment, it's more or less the most I can do. And because the Japanese took most of the North Shore, well, I'm going to be penalized here. But at least I keep the watch of the other shore until I'm certain the real invasion is here. And that's about it for the American. We will go and see what happened on turn 2 for the Japanese.